What does the supply chain advantage look like? Start with 12,000 experienced teammates. Add the precision of 20 modern distribution centers, the reach of one of the nation's largest fleets, merchandising solutions that drive sales, and custom technology applications that make doing business easy. Together, it's how we enable you to buy better, sell smarter, and profit more. McLean, your supply chain advantage in action.
2009 raised the specter of crippling tax hikes and marketing limitations for tobacco retailing. It's been a year since the federal government increased taxes to just about every tobacco category, and the Food and Drug Administration took over regulation of tobacco products. And this week, a ban of such marketing terms as light and low tar kicks in. So where do we stand with sales of tobacco products, and what might come next from the FDA? CSP-TV spoke to tobacco retailers from across the country and to Tom Bryant, the executive director of the National Association of Tobacco Outlets, to find out how they've fared.
With the increase in the federal tax, we did see cigarette sales decline somewhat. However, not as much as we expected. I think for a couple of reasons. One, people have tended to shifted to maybe more value brands, but the premium brands held up fairly well also. And then in this recessionary time, people tend to smoke more, not smoke less. So I think that has helped maintain sales too.
It dropped our sales probably about 10%.
Okay. Which categories got hurt first?
Cigarettes got hurt. Well, no, the tobacco, loose tobacco got hurt the worst. We're probably only selling 10% of the loose tobacco that we used to sell.
The tax affected premium cigar sales not as much as we thought it would be. Maybe 10%. We grew in some other areas, and primarily it affected the roll-your-own market quite heavily.
What got hit worst?
What got hit worse? The roll-your-own market.
Okay. Double digits down, or what?
Probably 20% down.
Our roll-your-own category, which was booming, just went, bottomed out.
Okay.
So, yeah, our sales tax that we collect, that we give to the state of Ohio, has gone down by probably about $500 a week. So I think we've driven some people to just not smoke.
They've already prohibited the sale of flavored cigarettes. Our concern is they may try and extend their regulations to the other tobacco products they don't currently regulate. For example, pipe tobacco and cigars. And if they extend those regulations, then the question is, would they ban flavored cigars? That, for a retailer, again, would be very devastating.
Well, I think that because of the roll-your-own, the manufacturers came out with a pipe tobacco, which people are using to roll their own cigarettes. And I think the FDA will eventually regulate that as well.
I think the FDA is way overboard with their regulations. It's just not fair. They're crazy. They don't want you to advertise. They don't want to do anything. The black and white thing, I understand, got shot down. But the worst thing that could happen is they're just going to tax it more, or they're going to ruin the business. They're already working on it.
Bright spots are there's a lot of people who didn't quit smoking. We've retained a good portion of our customer base going forward. There's constantly new things coming out on the market, and I think probably the electronic cigarette, there's probably a lot of growth in that too.
On a bright side, there was a lawsuit brought against the FDA because the FDA law banned color advertising of tobacco products in retail stores. And a decision about a little over a month ago from the Federal District Court ruled that no, color tobacco advertising in stores cannot be banned, that it is protected by the U.S. Constitution. It's a form of free speech. And for companies to be able to communicate with their adult customers, it's protected under the U.S. Constitution. So that's one bright spot. And I think we're now relying on the law to protect those rights, and we're going to continue to do that.
I'm not sure that there is any. It's been going down a good 4% per year, and I look for it to continue going down until the government wakes up.
So what does a one-store shop like yourself do to deal with that?
Raise prices. Our percentage has to go up equal to our loss in business. And pretty soon there is no business.
What does the supply chain advantage look like? Start with 12,000 experienced teammates. Add the precision of 20 modern distribution centers, the reach of one of the nation's largest fleets, merchandising solutions that drive sales, and custom technology applications that make doing business easy. Together, it's how we enable you to buy better, sell smarter, and profit more. McLean, your supply chain advantage in action.